Alright folks, welcome back to Let's Play Nocturnal Illusion. We might actually get to some sex scenes, or, well, at least kinda sexy scenes here in a little bit. But first we have to work on a clock.
It has been tick-tocking for such a long time in this lonely place that no one visits. How romantic. What? Okay.
Lonely place that no one visits. Stop talking about your vagina, Maya. Maya, totally amused, is looking into the machine.
This is a perfect find to spice up my report.
There was a clock!
Dude, there's like this clock? I like the atmosphere here.
The floor makes an ominous creaking sound as Maya walks around. It's dangerous to move around too much up here. Maya! She doesn't seem to be listening to me. Her mind is totally preoccupied with new ideas of her report. You will get caught by the gears! Hey, be careful! I reach out to grab her shoulder in an attempt to stop her. She flinches.
No!
She shakes my hand away violently. At that moment... crash! The sharply and crispy sound. Well, she's dead. Bang! I've been shot! Maya! Just as I turn back to see what happened, I see Maya pulling her leg out of a hole in the floor. Her face is twisted in pain. Ooh. Look. Surroundings. No, they're not. Well, she is kind of heavy. This part here, these old planks look rotten. That's why it collapsed.
My weight broke the floor? I can't accept that.
Well, you're like 200 pounds, bitch. Maya twisted her face painfully, trying to smile.
Ouch.
Well, it's not that embarrassing. At least you weren't attacked by a cat. I mean, that's really lame. Are you okay? Show me. Maya looks scared as she steps back defensively from me, her face twisted in pain.
I'm okay.
What are you talking about? You look like you're really in pain. You don't need to feel competitive now, okay? I checked her wounded leg. I regret that I was not a medical student, but luckily I recently read a family medical book that I remember somehow. That is lucky.
Convenient.
Although your leg is swollen up and looks infected... It's infected already?
Wow.
Nothing seems broken, probably just a sprain. Well, that's not good because there's no antibiotics around here. It's time I made my emergency medical kit useful. Let me just get it. I think it's stuffed up my ass somewhere. I take a poultice for the swelling out of my belt wallet. It's in your... What?
Do you always carry such weird things with you?
I point at my belt wallet. I have some poultices, band-aids, and antiseptic, just in case.
But they didn't help you when you fell down the cliff.
Well, that's because I fell down a cliff. I was rendered unconscious. Perhaps I should add a parachute as well. Put the poultice on Maya's leg. We should roll a bandage around your leg here later. But this should be alright for now. It might hurt now, but it doesn't look too bad. You will be alright if you rest for a while.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You shouldn't move for now. Let's get some rest here. What's the matter? Does it hurt badly? I will go get Miwako or someone to help us get you back to your room. As I stand up, Maya calls out to stop me.
Wait. Stay here.
So apparently, injuring her leg makes her horny. Alright? Maya looked into my eyes innocently.
You told me that I'm overconscious about the discrimination against women, that, the more I try not to be sensitive, the worse I am getting.
Well, you were the one who wrote that scene in Alter Ego where Phoenix made coffee and thus was totally for discrimination against women. So, yeah, I think you're overthinking things a little bit. Yeah, that's how it looked to me.
Maybe you were right.
If by maybe you mean of course, then I completely agree.
I've never thought about the difference between men and women before, but people around me do.
Tell me about it. This is how Maya's story goes. I have to summarize because it's long and boring. Maya found a job, blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah.
I go through many unpleasant experiences. In retrospect, I guess a lot of things come from jealousy. I would be looking after a client, for example, and he would touch my bust. When I slapped him, he told me I was cold. That's the better part of my story, actually.
Wait.
Wow.
What? Okay.
I'm assuming this is still her. One guy I was interviewing yelled at me, "What do you know? You're just a woman." I came so close to being raped. I had to kick his balls to escape. Wow.
What? Were these the same? What?
Who are you interviewing? That they was just like, "You don't know that you're a woman. Now I shall rape you." Just to prove it. But I still thought people in my office are different, so I put up with it. But one night, oh dear.
One night, Maya came back to her office, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, how shocked I was. The foundation of my trust collapsed at once.
Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah. I really don't care. So that's why you hate men so much. After experiencing that, no wonder you distrust people.
I thought all men are chauvinist pigs.
Well, I'm not, so let's have sex.
I feel ashamed of it, but sometimes I can't sleep. So I go to the doctor only to find out that I was developing a stomach ulcer.
Well, that explains. I mean, you hate men, so obviously you went to a woman doctor, and yeah. So of course she's gonna misdiagnose you. I mean, women can't be doctors. Hell, that's almost as bad as going to like a non-Jewish doctor. Like what are you even thinking?
So, on my doctor's advice, I go on a trip to take a break.
And you came all the way here.
That's right.
I decided that I won't... Oh, sorry.
I decided that I won't lose to that pack of bastards. When I heard about this mansion, I thought I could get back at them by writing interesting story. In retrospect, I should have taken things easy.
Huh.
I was very determined and tense.
Maya. Maya bends her head. She looks so fragile.
I am sorry to make you have to listen to my grumbling.
It was really boring, to be honest. Don't worry, as long as we are here, we have nothing else to do anyway. Besides, I find the feminine side, Maya, very attractive. Whoops! Do I sound like a smooth talker?
Feminine, huh? I should take you to task over discriminatory comments about women.
But instead, you're going to have sex with me. Sorry, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that you are inferior to men or anything. I mean the opposite.
Oh, never mind. No excuses, please. Besides, I kind of like the way you said it. But don't get me wrong, I can't accept the idea that women shouldn't work.
Hey, believe me, I prefer it when women are doing work. So, Phoenix, what option should we choose?
It's a tough one.
I don't know. I'm gonna just take a guess. Well, why don't I flip a coin? Alright. Heads, we hold our hand. Tails, we hold our hand. Let me see.
That seems fair.
Tails, we hold her hand.
Alright. Hopefully it's right.
I touch Maya's hand. I feel her warmth. Oh, God. I put her hand on top of my hand. She looks a bit surprised and looks at me. Although all the men you have met so far have been real assholes, I hold her hand tightly. Not every man is like that, I'm sure.
So let's fuck. Are you sure?
Of course, there are 4.5 billion people in this world. Wow, that's a little off, I think.
Yes, there are.
Well, once again, a hard choice, but I'm gonna use the same method. Heads this time. We hold her hand. Maya's hand is much smaller than mine, and very warm. Even though she has a man's personality, she is just like a scared young woman right now.
And thus, anything he said before about being equal to women.
No, that was lies. I wanted to get in her pants.
Oh.
Alright, so now what should we do? Hand or shoulder? I'll leave it up to you.
Let's go with the hand again, just so she doesn't get mad.
Okay.
She seems like she would get mad if we went straight for the shoulder. She's weird.
Alright, Maya's hand is much smaller and... So, literally,
wow.
You have the option to repeat what you just did, or we can actually move on. I like that. Nice.
Alrighty then.
I put my arm around her shoulder, gently trying not to shock her, almost like softly surrounding her, and I slowly begin to hold her close to me. Okay. Why is that option still there? I hold her tighter, our bodies come closer, and I'm still trying to behave naturally. Our feelings come closer too. Alright. They're tighter, our bodies come closer, I'm still trying to behave naturally, our feelings come closer too. Much smaller than mine and very warm. Alright, obviously we need to move on. Maya and I kiss like we've been pulled to each other very naturally. First very softly, like time has stopped. Soon both of us are asking for more. I find myself holding Maya with both arms, tightly, putting my soul into the deep kisses she returns with such fervor. My brain and body begin to boil with passion. My lips leave hers, and slowly I kiss her porcelain-like neck. Maya's sigh of pleasure lights my fire. You know that it would be untrue. You know that I would be a liar. If I was to say to you, girl, we couldn't get much higher. Come on, baby, light my fire. I take her blouse and begin to undo the buttons one by one. Yeah, censored, only because there is a slight amount of nipple right there.
Boobies.
Otherwise, you could see this. But yeah, you can see part of her nipple. Her body is shaking. Being a strong career woman, she is pure and not immune to her feelings of love and passion. Alright, so, Phoenix, what shall we do? Look, talk, or touch?
Talk.
Are you scared of something?
Of course not. Don't misunderstand.
I knew you would say that. I can see the luscious swell of Maya's ripe breasts and the lingerie which covers them. I didn't expect her to wear such a cute lingerie. I am delirious to find this new side of Maya, a side that I would never have expected. As I look down, the visions of her alabaster white thighs pouring from her tight miniskirt hold my eyes. As she bends her leg upward and hold her knees, I catch glimpses of her pink panties at the crotch. Maya sees that I can see and looks down at the floor blushing.
What are you looking at?
Your
What do you
panties.
think I'm looking at?
In spite of the strong tone, Maya spoke in such a small voice I could hardly hear. Maya twists her body to escape from my eyes. Maybe it is rude to stare at her like this any longer, but I find it so hard to pull my eyes away. Alright, so obviously we have to stop doing that. Alright, let's talk some more. You are very beautiful. As I continue to talk, Maya closes her eyes, thinking something. She doesn't seem to be hearing anything. Alright, let's just touch her nipples. Her breasts look gorgeous, peeking out from her unbuttoned blouse. I press put my hand through her lingerie to touch her body. Her shoulder jerks with surprise. I press harder and squeeze her soft mound, enjoying the feeling. I watch Maya's mixed expression of both pleasure and pain. Can't talk to her anymore, can't look at her anymore.
Just gotta keep touching.
Alright. I mean, if that's what the game wants. In an attempt to keep her passion rising, I kiss her gently again. Stimulating her mouth with both my tongue... oh, I was about to say both my tongues, but no. Both my tongue and lips at the same time. I slide my fingers between her bra and her breast, gently catching and tweaking her nipple. I like that response. Maya's nipple is getting harder and harder as I stimulate it, flicking it with my fingers.
No.
Maya's response is not at all what I expect. She loves it. She just told you not to. I slide her bra away from her breasts, revealing the areola of her nipples. I start licking the delicious treats.
No.
Sliding my tongue over her right nipple to stimulate her. At the same time, I squeeze her breast hard. I can feel Maya getting more and more excited against her will.
I think that constitutes molestation.
I slide my left hand to her thigh. The full, rich whiteness that are her legs respond to my fondling. Now is the time. I move my left hand between both thighs to her secret place. Her secret? Stroking her through the material of her panties. Yeah, I was wrong when I thought we didn't get to sex until, day 6. Maya shakes with indecision. Her eyes open as if she is criticizing me. That's alright, don't worry. I carefully whispered reassurances in her ear as my fingers slid under her lingerie. My fingers stroke her bush and reaching down to her pussy lips. She was drenched, hotter than I could imagine, and very, very soft. 2 periods there. Just as I was about to move my fingers further...
No!
Maya pushes me away with all her strength. Ouch! I was caught off balance and fell down hard on my butt. The shock of hitting the floor reverberated from my head to my spine.
That must have hurt. I'm sorry, but...
She hesitates, then gets up and runs to the door, holding her loose blouse with one hand. The sound of gears started to annoy my ears as soon as she leaves. I can't move for a while because I feel so embarrassed.
After those descriptions, you should.
Alright, that's the sex scene and the end of day 5, and the video's gone over 50 minutes, so I'm going to cut it off here. When we come back, we will continue. So, see you then, folks. Kiss, kiss.